Good morning, students. So, in previous class, we have started chapter 5, that is tables in Word, and today is the second day of that chapter. And in first class, we have learned what is table, what are the different parts which creates a table like row and column, and then we have learned how to insert a table in MS Word document. Today, we are going to learn about how to use the table, how to modify a table like adding a row column or deleting a row column and how to add data in a table. So we will learn this today. So let's start. The topics which we are going to discuss today, that is entering data in a table, inserting rows and columns, and deleting rows and columns. So let's start with entering data in a table. Now for entering data in a table, few things are there which you need to keep in mind. Now while working on a table, you need to insert some data in cells. Now there are several cells inside a table in which you want to add data. Now each cell will contain a different set of data. So in whichever cell you want to insert the data, you need to bring the typing cursor there. By clicking on that cell, the typing cursor will appear, and then you can start typing by using the keyboard. That is the first point. Second point, when you have finished writing content inside one cell, then you need to move to the next cell. For that, either you can press the arrow key, right arrow key, or else you can press the tab key for moving to the next cell. For moving to the previous cell, that means backward in the table, either you can press the shift plus tab key combination, or else you can press the left arrow key. And for moving upside in the cell or downside in the cell, for moving upside in the table or downside in the table, you can press the upper arrow key and down arrow key respectively for moving in a table. So let's see this practically on MS Word application so that we can understand this better. So first to understand the table, first we need to insert one table. So let's insert one table by going in the insert tab. We know that table is one of the object in MS Word, and all the objects in MS Word is available in insert tab. So let's go in the insert tab, click on the table option. Now we have two different methods for inserting a table. Either we can select the number of cells from the grid, and that cells will be inserted in the table, or else we can click on insert table dialog box, and then we can enter the number of columns and rows which we want in our table, and that will be inserted. So let's insert a table with 4 columns and 3 rows. And once it is done, click on OK. Now we have 4 columns and 3 rows table. Let's resize the table by clicking on the resize handle. At the bottom right corner of the table, you can see there is a small square box. So you can see this. The small square box is the resize handle for the table. You can bring your mouse pointer on that. Your mouse pointer will change into a two-sided arrow, and then you can click and drag for resizing the table. So let's do this much. Now suppose if in the first column you want to write the names of the student, in second you want to write their class, then section, and then their roll number. So let's write in the first cell name. Then if you want to move to the next cell, either you can press the tab key, the cursor will move to the next cell, that means in the right side, or else you can press the right arrow key for moving the cursor to the next cell. So in next cell, we want to write the class of the student. So let's give the heading class, and then let's move to the next cell. And then in this, I want to write section. So let's write the heading there, section, and then let's move to the next cell. And in this, we want to write the roll number. Now in first cell, where I've written name, I want to write the name of the student. So of the student, I need to add there. So I need to move to the previous cell now. Either you can directly click on this cell, the typing cursor will appear on that cell, or else you can press the left arrow key for moving to the previous cell, or else you can press Shift plus Tab key for moving to the previous cell. So let's press Shift plus Tab, and you can see the typing cursor has came in the first cell now. So now here I wanted to add name of the student, so I need to type of the student here. Done. So it is entering the data is very simple. You just need to bring the typing cursor in the table, and then you can start typing by using your keyboard. So this is how we insert a table, and when we want to move in different uh, cells of the table, so each of the boxes of a table is known as a cell. And if you want to move to different cells, then you can use either the arrow keys for moving upside, downside, left side, or right side, or else you can press the tab key for going to the next cell, that means in the right side, and shift plus tab for going in the previous cell, that means in the left side. For upside and downside, you will use the upper arrow and down arrow only. So this is how we enter data in a table. So let's move on to our next topic. And the next topic is inserting row and column in a table. So how we can insert a row and column inside a table. Now sometimes it can happen that once you have inserted a table and while working on the table you get a requirement of inserting one more row or column. And in that case we are not going to insert an entire table. So MS Word does provide us an option through which we can insert some row and column inside a table which is already inserted. And for inserting a row or column, you need to follow the following steps. So first step is to place the typing cursor in the adjacent cell where you want to insert the column or row. For example, now suppose if you want to insert a column after the first column, then you need to bring the typing cursor in the first column because the column will be added after that. Then you can go in the layout tab, click on the rows and column. In the layout tab, go in the rows and column group. In that rows and column group, you will get an option insert left and insert right. Now, if you will select insert left, then in whichever column your typing cursor is, the column will be added in the left side of that column. If you select insert right, then the column in whichever the typing cursor is, the column will be added after that column in the right side. So insert left and insert right are the options for inserting a column, and insert above and insert below is an option for inserting the row. So the steps which you need to follow is first you need to bring the typing cursor in the cell where you want to insert the row and column. Then you need to go in the layout tab. Now layout tab will appear only when you have inserted a table in your document. And as we have learned in the previous chapter, that all the objects have a particular tab. Most of the objects have format tabs. When we are inserting video, then we get playback tab. When we insert a table, we get layout tab. So first, after inserting the table, you need to go in the layout tab. Then in layout tab, you need to go in the rows and column group. And in that group, you will get the option insert left, right, above, and below. Left and right are the options for inserting a column, and above and below is the option for inserting a row. So let's see this practically on MS Word application. So let's move on to MS Word. Now suppose in this table, I also want to add the address of the student. Now in that case, I need one column here, right? So I want that column to be added after roll number. So I need to bring the typing cursor in this column because I'm going to add one column at the right side of this one. So bring the typing cursor in this column. You can keep it anywhere in whichever cell you want. As we are inserting a column, doesn't matter it is in the first cell of the, it is in the first row or second row or third row. It should be in that column where you want to insert the column, next column. So I bought the column in the last, I bought the typing cursor in the last column. Now let's go in the layout tab, click on the layout tab. And in layout tab in rows and column group, you can see there are 4 options available: insert above, insert below, insert left, and insert right. So if I use insert above and below, then that will insert a column. Sorry, that will insert a row, not a column. But we want to add address, and address will be in the column only, right? So we need to insert a column here. So we will click, either we can select insert left. If I select insert left, then a column will be added between the section and roll number. But I want the column to be added after roll number, so I will use insert right. So when you will click on insert right, one column will be added. Now you can see on this page the column has been added. Let me just drag the table a little bit in the center. Now you can see the column has been added in the last. Now suppose if you have started filling the name of the student and all the data are filled, but still one student is left whose data you want to enter. Now in that case, you need one more row here, right? For example, let's write some names in this. Now suppose if you want to insert one more name of the student, then class, then section, and then roll number. For example, let's take 1. Then in this class 5, section G, for example, and then roll number 10. Now I want to insert one more student's data in this table. Now in that case, I need one more row here. So for that, I need to add one row here at the bottom. For adding the row, again the same methods are there. Either you can keep the typing cursor. First, you need to keep the typing cursor in the row where you want to add the add the row. Then you need to go in the layout tab, and then you need to click on the insert below or insert above. If you will select insert above, then a row above this selected row will be added. If you select insert below, then a row below this selected row will be added. Let's see that. If I click on insert above, you can see that row has been added above that selected row. So let's delete that. Now, if I want to add the row below this, then I will select insert below, and a row will be added at the downside of the selected cell. Now, in this, I can write the name of another student and data of another student I can insert there. Sorry, in this class will be written. Then here in this section, and then roll number, for example, 20. And then in this, we can fill the address. So now this is how we can add a row and a column inside a table. So let's move to our next topic of today, that is deleting a row and column. Now for deleting a row and column, first you need to select the row or column by bringing the typing cursor in that row and column. Then you need to go in the layout tab, and in layout tab in the rows and column group only, there will be one more option, that is delete option. So you need to click on that delete option. When you will click on the delete option, one drop down menu will appear. In that drop down menu, you will get the option delete cell, delete column, delete row, and delete table. Now you can see that drop down menu which will appear after clicking on the delete option in the right figure, the image which is kept in the right side. You can see the drop down options available in this blue box. So first option will be delete cell, then second will be delete column, third will be delete row, and fourth will be delete table. Now you need to select the specific option according to your requirement. So we will discuss all these options practically on MS Word. So let's move on MS Word application. So, so now for deleting a row and column, suppose I don't want this address column here. So in that case, I need to bring the typing cursor in that column because I want to delete this column. So you can bring the typing cursor in any of the cell in that column. So you can keep it in the first, second, third, or fourth cell, wherever you want. But it should be in that column which you want to delete. So I have kept the column in the last sorry, I've kept the typing cursor in the last column, which I want to delete. I don't want this address column here. So you can keep the typing cursor anywhere. Then go in the layout tab. In layout tab in the rows and column group, you can see there is a delete option. Click on that delete option. The drop down list will appear. Now in this, there is the first option, delete cells, then delete columns, then delete rows, and then delete table. Now if you select delete cell, now in whichever cell the typing cursor is, only that cell will be deleted, not the whole column. So let's see that right now my typing cursor is in the last cell. If I select the delete cell option, then only this cell will be deleted, not the entire column. So let's see that. So go in the layout tab, click on the delete option, and then select the delete cells option. One pop-up menu will appear. In this, it will ask you that after deleting the cell, if there is some other data also, and whether you want to move shift the cell upside or downside. That depends on the requirement. So you can select whatever you prefer. Shift cells left. That means this cell will be deleted, and whatever the cell which is after this cell, that will be shifted in the left side. If you click on shift cells up, then this cell will be deleted and the typing cursor will go in the upside, or if there is any other cell below that, and that will be shifted up. If you select delete entire row, then this row will be deleted. That means the data of the student whose name is DEF, that whole data will be deleted from this, because this whole row will only be deleted. If I select delete entire column, then this whole column will be deleted. And I wanted to delete this column, not the row, not the cell. So I will select the option here, delete entire column, click on OK, and you can see the whole column has been deleted. Now, if I select delete cells and then I select shift cells up or shift cells left. If I select shift cells left and then click on OK, you can see this cell has been deleted. Only that cell has been deleted. Rest all the cells are at their places, and the typing cursor has moved to the left cell. Again, if I click on delete and then select the delete cells option, and then I click on shift cells up and then click on OK, then you can see, wait 1 minute. So first bring the typing cursor, go in the layout tab, click on delete and then delete cells. And if I select shift cells up and click on OK, then you will notice that, okay, because there is no cells in this, that's why it is not being deleted, because there is no cells which will be shifted upside. So that's why that option will not be used. But suppose if I use it here in this cell, click on layout, delete cells and shift cells up, click on OK, and you can see that cell has been deleted and the lower data has been shifted to the upside. So in this, there were no data, that's why it was not visible. The cell was being deleted, but again one cell was being added, and the cell was being shifted. In this, you can see that in downside I have written 28, and upper it was 10. Now this cell was deleted. That means the data of this cell was deleted, and this lower cell was shifted upside. So again, let's see that. So my typing cursor is in this cell, in which I have written 10. Go in the layout tab, click on delete option, click on delete cells, click on shift cells up, and then OK. Now you can see that data has been erased, and the lower data which was there 28, that has been shifted upside. So that is what shift cells left and upside means. Now if you want to delete the entire row, then you will select the delete row option. Then this whole row which is selected, that means the row of XYZ will be deleted. So let's see that. Click on delete rows, and you can see that row has been deleted from the middle of ABC and DEF. if I select delete entire column, so suppose my typing cursor is in this address column, then I go in the layout tab, click on the delete option, and then I select delete columns option. You can see the entire column has been deleted. So this is how we can delete the column. We can add row and column inside a table. We can uh, now suppose if you want to delete the entire table, in that case you can select the delete table option. If you click on this, then the entire table will be deleted. So as you can see, the table has been deleted. Now this is the method through which we can add a table. We can insert row and column inside a table. We can delete the entire table. We can add data in a table. So in this class, only this much. In next class, we'll discuss some more formatting tools of tables. Till then, keep studying, stay healthy, stay at home. Bye everyone.